Are you ready to take your striking game to the next level? Then you've got to get the focus ball. Dramatically improve footwork, timing, reflex, hand-eye coordination, head movement, and striking IQ. Lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere with the focus ball.
A fight with Devin Haney, a fight with Gervonta Davis, a fight with Shakur or anybody of those guys don't make no sense right now.
Now, before I continue, so there's no confusion, that clip that I just played, that wasn't a recent clip. And when I say recent, I'm talking about like today or yesterday from Teo Sr. That was about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, because now Teo is saying that they want to fight Devin Haney. He's saying they want to fight Devin Haney next if they don't get the Kambosos fight. Now, with that corrected, let's go ahead and get into what Bob Arum said. Bob, he continues to put his greatest hits together of his shocking revelations, because now Bob, he just came out and confessed that if he doesn't think his fighter can beat the opponent, he won't make the fight. To Barbershop Conversations. Let's go ahead and get into this clip.
And with the fighter, I'm only going to put him in a fight that I believe that he can win, right? So I don't know how to answer that question.
Did you say you would only put your fighter in a position where, in a fight where he can win?
Where I believe he could win. Yeah, I don't put a fighter in where he has no chance and he's just in there for a payday for me and him. I don't do that.
So is it more about how you
I don't put a fight out. That again goes back to Leonard Ellaby. What he was trying to say. It's risk reward.
Right. So if you were in a situation where you felt like, I'm going to just use hypotheticals. If you thought that Devin Haney was a bad matchup for Teofimo Lopez, in essence, you wouldn't make that fight because you didn't want to put Teofimo in a situation where you felt like he couldn't win. Is that what I'm hearing?
Only if, you sometimes make a fight because if let's say the fighter has a 40% chance of winning. So he's like, right, in your mind, an underdog. If the reward is great, you make that fight. It's risk reward.
Do you believe at 20 years old you're ready for that type of challenge?
I think you said his name wrong. It's Lomachenko because he doesn't want to fight me. But it's I feel like I'm ready for the fight. This is the WBC mandatory. So Lomachenko, come on, man, let's get this fight going.
A lot of guys have said they want Lomachenko. You're the next on that list.
Lomachenko.
My mistake.
How did you choose Lomachenko? Because
I did not choose him. He requested, Canelo requested. So we sent out a vote and we analyzed his history.
Ooh, Canelo and Lomachenko requested?
Absolutely.
Ooh, you just made headlines.
Lomachenko.
You just made headlines.
Lomachenko, top rank, requested.
Okay, so that last clip right there was the WBC president confirming that when Devin Haney was Lomachenko's mandatory and Devin was pushing for the fight hard, it was Lomachenko in Top Rank that reached out to the WBC president to ask for this witness protection belt, which in this same interview with WBC president, he even said that it's not even a belt and it's not a championship. So the franchise status was to protect Canelo Alvarez from Jamal Charlo, and it was used to protect Lomachenko from Devin Haney. Which, and just understand this, guys, Lomachenko, before Devin Haney was his mandatory, Loma was known for fighting all of his mandatories ASAP right away. Just like Canelo Alvarez wants to fight Avni Yildirim as somewhat of his mandatory.
If I'm so easy, Lomachenko should just fight me and get me out the way.
That makes sense to me. You know what, guys? The timing of Bob Arum saying this is amazing for so many different reasons. Because the first thing I thought about when I heard Bob say this is, wow, he just confirmed exactly what Cameron Duncan said about Top Rank's matchmaker when he said it's all about that MBF. And just in case you guys don't know, Cameron Duncan is a longtime promoter manager himself that has worked with Bob Arum for years. So guys, if you still don't know what MBF stands for, you will never forget what it stands for after you hear what Cameron Duncan has to say. Cameron Duncan was asked, does Top Rank have some type of structure where maybe they protect a fighter from a black fighter, or they protect a fighter from a Latino fighter, and so on and so forth? And this is what Cameron said.
That's a theory there by the greatest matchmaker, probably, in my opinion, ever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to mention his name either, but you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And he used to have a thing up on his board, NBF, no black fighters.
Uh-huh.
And when I was taught to bring up a fighter, you know, and again, it's just, he used to say to me, you can go anywhere in the country. And I'm going to leave it at this. I don't want to go into a long discussion because people are people in God's eyes, and we're all the same. He used to say to me, you can go anywhere into a city in America or anywhere in the world and ask a white guy, and he didn't say any other, he didn't say anything about Hispanic, anything. Ask a white guy to throw a jab, and half of them are going to turn backwards and throw it like a girl and everything. Ask any black man on a street corner in any city in the world, and they will snap out a jab in a heartbeat. And I used to laugh. He said, they're just more physically gifted. And he said, and so they have speed, and better to stay away from them. Nothing personal. So I said, okay. And I've lived by that. And, you know, I don't want to sound like some weird guy, but, you know, you're trying to be safe with your guys. And so, yeah, there is a thing about that, you know, but not in a bad way, in a very respectful way, you know, to be careful. So that's all.
So guys, the reason why I say this puts so many of the pieces together, it answers so many questions. For starters, you remember when Manny Pacquiao was with Bob Arum, and Manny Pacquiao was avoiding Terrence Crawford. We heard once Manny Pacquiao left Top Rank, all of a sudden Bob Arum, he comes out and says that he killed the fight. He said he killed the fight. Basically, he said because he knew Terrence Crawford was going to win. He said he thought that Manny Pacquiao was too old to take a fight like that. That's too dangerous of a fight. But we all know after Arum said that, Manny Pacquiao went to PBC, he beat Adrian Broner, and he beat a 30-year-old Keith Thurman. But in this situation, it was both Team Pacquiao and Top Rank that did not want that Crawford fight. Because you guys remember, Freddie Roach, he did a couple of interviews saying that he felt that Terrence Crawford was like a Floyd Mayweather, but with natural power at the welterweight division. And he admitted they did not want that fight. So it's not always just the promoter. A lot of times it'll be the fighter and the promoter that will agree, yeah, that's too dangerous of a fight. Let's go a different route. Then you have the situation where Freddie Roach, he admitted, and I have the video clip because I was there doing the interview when Roach said it. If you guys haven't seen it, you can watch it on 2 of my videos. The video I just recently did where I made a Canelo versus Floyd Mayweather career comparison, basically comparing them at the exact same age all the way up until age 30 because that's how old Canelo is now. I'm being lazy to find the clip to play for you guys right now, but if you want to watch that clip, it's on that video. Freddie Roach, he says in that video, first he says it was Manny Pacquiao's fault that the fight didn't happen in the first place because Manny Pacquiao didn't want to do the drug test. Then later on, he says that he believes Bob Arum always wanted to make that Mayweather fight Manny Pacquiao's last fight on his contract. That is a very good indication that Bob Arum, he felt that Manny Pacquiao would most likely lose to Floyd Mayweather. You guys have to remember, Bob Arum is in his 80s. He's been around boxing his entire life. He's seen the Alis, the Sugar Ray Leonards. In fact, when Arum was promoting Floyd Mayweather, he said that Floyd Mayweather was the best fighter since Sugar Ray Leonard. So he's smart enough to understand brains often beats brawn in the sport of boxing. But probably one of the best examples to confirm everything that Bob Arum just said is Tim Bradley versus Brandon Rios. Guys, did you know that when Brandon Rios was undefeated, I'm not talking about when Tim Bradley knocked him out. When Brandon Rios was undefeated and he had just beat Mike Alvarado, Tim Bradley was pushing to fight the undefeated Rios. And Bob didn't want to give Tim Bradley the fight. Instead, Bob tried to give Tim Bradley Mike Alvarado. And Tim Bradley, he came out and he said, I don't understand this. I want to fight Brandon Rios. Why should I fight the guy that just lost to Brandon Rios? I want to fight the guy that won. Which shows you the type of champion that Tim Bradley was, by the way. And then we have the situation where the WBC president revealed once again that it was Top Rank and Lomachenko that reached out to them to basically ask for protection against the mandatory Devin Haney. I can give you tons of examples when it comes to Top Rank or Top Rank's fighters avoiding a particular fighter, and 95% of the time it's a black fighter. Something else that Bob Arum said in that piece, he said the reward has to be worth the risk. And it's just so funny that he's saying this because we just heard Lopez say that he wants $10 million to fight against Devin Haney, which is exactly what you call the reward being worth the high risk of possibly losing to someone like Devin Haney. Guys, did you know when the first black heavyweight champion of the world, Jack Johnson, got his title shot against Tommy Burns, he had to chase this man around the globe for 2 years, going to all of his fights, attending all of his fights, constantly calling him out. Eventually the walls closed in and Tommy Burns, he had to fight this guy. But you know what he did? The only way Tommy would give Jack Johnson a title shot is if they put in the contract that Jack Johnson would have to give Tommy Burns a percentage of all of his purses for his entire pro career. And Tommy got it because that was the only way Jack Johnson could get the fight. And that is what you call the reward definitely being worth the risk. So guys, at the end of the day, even though Bob Arum made this admission that if it was up to him, he won't put his fighter in there against a guy he doesn't think he can beat, I still don't believe it's completely up to Bob. It's going to really be hard for him to say, no, you're not going to fight this guy if his fighter continues to insist. Because if that were the case, we would have a lot of fighters coming out in interviews and saying, man, I'm trying to make this fight, but Bob Arum keeps telling me he doesn't want the fight. I think for the most part what happens is the promoter and the fighter agree that some opponent just might be too dangerous. And then at the same time, you do have those occasions where it's already been proven that Bob Arum will go out of his way to block a particular fight from happening. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
What's going on, guys? You know, I've always wanted to find a second source of income. And I've always wanted to learn about stocks and trades because I've heard so much good stuff about it. So I finally found a way to do it. And now I'm learning from 6, 7, 8-figure traders. So not only am I learning from them, but the most important thing is I get to copy their trade. So I get to earn while I learn. Now, if you want the full details, click on the link below so you can learn while you copy and paste their trades. And just understand this, guys, just by watching the video, you're doing a great job of supporting my channel, and I appreciate it. And the craziest thing about doing this trading is you can do it anywhere. All you need is an internet connection, and you can do it just with your phone. So if you want to learn how to make a second income alongside me without having to pitch, sell, or recruit, go ahead and click on the link below, and I'll see you inside.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. make sure you go ahead and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram.